In this video, we shall look at the topic of exact form or exact differential in differential equations. A quick introduction. Assume we have the following equation. F, which is a function of x and y, the differential of x, plus g, which is also a function of x and y, differential of y equals to 0. Exact form means being able to write this equation in a following form. D, let's say another function, call it h, which is also a function of x and y, equals to 0. This function is readily integrable, so when you integrate this, the answer is quite simply h equals a constant, let's call it c. Now, it must be remembered that h is a function of both x and y, so this is the solution of that equation. So this is the idea of exact form in differential equations. So the main challenge of this technique is to convert this form into that form. Now let's look at a few examples. Example 1. How do we turn this equation into a perfect differential? We can do that by combining this term with that term and let this to stand alone. So let's rewrite the above line in the following manner. X squared dy, so that's that times that, plus 2xy dx plus y squared dy equals to 0. You see that the first two terms can be combined in the following manner. It is essentially a differential of x squared y. Let's see how this is done. First, when you take the differential with respect to y, you can take x squared out and it becomes x squared dy, which is the first term. And the second term, you simply write the y and take the differential of x squared, and that's going to be 2x dx. And you see this is the second term. The third term can also be written in the form of differential in the following manner. It is a differential of 1/3 y cubed. So you see, we have complete exact form to this equation. Now we can integrate both the terms at once to get the answer. So it's x squared y. The second integral will lead to 1/3 y cubed equals an integration constant, let's call it c, and that's the solution. Example 2. How do we write this entire line as a single differential? One would try, by inspection, the following term. Because in the first term you have 2x, and in the second term you have x squared. And since we know if you take the derivative of x squared with respect to x, you have 2x, our guess for the first piece of the differential would be x squared. Now you have y cubed and 3y squared. And we know that when you take the derivative of y cubed with respect to y, you get 3y squared. So it would be a good guess to write the second piece as y cubed equals to 0. Now let's work backwards and see if we can get the first line that we began with. Now using the product rule, let's first take the differential of x squared and treat y cubed as a constant. So y cubed, the differential of x squared, is 2x dx, plus, now we take the differential of y cubed treating x squared as a constant. So the differential of y cubed is 3y squared dy. You see that this is this term, and that is that term. So indeed, this is the exact form to that equation. Now this equation can be readily integrated and you get x squared y cubed, and that equals to a constant, let's call it a, and that is the general solution. Example 3. A is a constant h is a constant, g is a constant, b is a constant, and f is a constant in this line. We see that since hy appears with the differential x and hx appears with the differential of y, we can take these two terms out first. So you get hy dx plus hx dy plus ax plus g dx. So this is a term in x, this is a constant, and both of them are attached to the differential dx, which we write here. And we do the same with these two terms, and you get by plus f dy equals to 0. Let's combine the first two terms into a differential, and that's easy. Both contains h, so you can take that out, and you can absorb this term and that term as quite simply differential of xy. Since h is a constant, you can absorb the h inside the differential. Now let's do that term, which is multiplied by the differential of x. That can be done in a following manner. It is simply differential of half a x squared plus gx. We can easily check that this line gives you that line by realizing that the differential of half a x squared is just ax dx, and likewise the differential of gx is just g dx, which is exactly what we have there. Likewise, this term can also be written in a exact differential in a following way. It is d half by squared plus fy equals to 0. Now you can integrate them. When you integrate the first term, you simply get hxy. When you integrate the second differential, you will simply get half ax squared plus gx, and likewise when you integrate the third differential, you get half by squared plus fy equals to an integration constant, let's call it b. And this is the general solution to this equation. Example 4. The right-hand side is 3x squared dx. So it's pretty straightforward to express that in an exact form. That is just x cubed. The differential of x cubed will give you that. What about the left-hand side? The first thing to note is the minus sign, and the second thing to note is the appearance of x squared in the denominator. That suggests not product rule, but quotient rule. So we can try something like y over x. Let's check indeed if this is a right choice. Using the quotient rule, the differential of y is just dy. You multiply x, treat that as a constant, minus, now you do the differential of x, which is dx, and you treat y as a constant, over the square of the denominator, which is x squared. You see, you get exactly that. So indeed, the right-hand side can be written as the differential of y over x. So we have dy over x equals dx cubed. We can integrate both sides immediately. You get y over x equals x cubed plus an integration constant, let's call it e. We're expressing y in terms of x. You have y equals x to the power 4 plus ex. And that's the general solution to that equation. Example 5. We have seen before that the left-hand side can be written in a form of differential in such a manner. It is just the differential of xy that would give you the left-hand side. However, the right-hand side contains both x and y attached to the differential of y. If we divide both sides of this equation by, let's say, xy squared, then the left-hand side would have xy squared, and the right hand side is just 2y dy. And the right hand side can be written in a differential form in the following manner. It is just dy squared. Now we can integrate both sides immediately. The left hand side, it's like integrating dz over z squared. We know it is just minus 1 over z. So the left hand side will simply give you minus 1 over xy. The right hand side is just y squared plus an integration constant, let's call it d. Simplifying a little, you get xy equals 1 over minus d minus y squared. You can write the minus d as another constant, let's call it a. So your x can be written as 1 over y times a minus y squared. And that's the general solution. Problem 6. Let's first try to convert this entire line in a form of differential. We can note that the differential of, say, 2r cosine theta is, first, let's do the 2r. Treating cosine as a constant, the differential of 2r is just 2 times dr. Now, do the theta. Differential of cosine theta is minus sine theta d theta, and don't forget to write 2r and treat that as a constant. So we can write the above line as 2 cosine theta dr minus r sine theta d theta minus r sine theta d theta. You immediately see 2 cosine theta dr minus r sine theta d theta is just the differential of 2r cosine theta plus r sine theta d theta. And this is exactly what you have in the problem. So this line can be rewritten in a following manner. It is the differential of 2r cosine theta plus r sine theta d theta equals to 0. So let's rewrite these two terms on two different sides of that equation. The left hand side is that, the right hand side is minus r sine theta d theta. Now let's divide both sides by 2r cosine theta. 2r cosine theta. You see the left hand side will be free of r, and the left hand side is just minus tangent theta over 2 d theta. Now we can readily integrate both sides. The left hand side will give you just natural log of 2r cosine theta, because it's as if we are integrating 1 over z with respect to z, like that. This is your z, and you get natural log of z, or in our case, natural log of 2r cosine theta. The integration of negative tangent theta with respect to theta, it is just natural log of cosine theta, plus an integration constant, let's call it natural log of a. Let's combine all the natural logs. You have natural log of 2r cosine theta over cosine theta square root of it times a equals to 0. That means 2r cosine theta over square root of cosine theta times a equals to 1. Squaring both sides, we get 4r squared cosine theta equals a squared. And this is the general solution to that equation. Thank you for watching.